Why do men waste women's time in relationships and derail them from their personal growth? Lack of clarity and communication can result to confusion and total waste of time. If both partners have mixed matched expectations, total waste of time is inevitable. Dating someone for 4 years without any sign of marriage is no longer a relationship. It's not a course. You are not studying relationship management analysis. According to some relationship experts and podcasters, fear of commitment, lack of love, and selfishness are part of the reasons some men string women along in a long-term relationship that has no purpose and direction.
This is giving context for somebody out there who's got a partner and they're thinking, why haven't they proposed yet? There's a lot that goes into it from a male side. From the male side, it's, if I give you that ring, I've committed my whole life to being responsible for you, to sacrificing my life for the rest of my life for you. And that is deep.
Cooking, cleaning for a man, doing his laundry, carrying out wife material duties, being a mommy to him, cohabiting with him, all these things and more will not make a man marry you if the man does not want to marry you.
That's the thing. You can cook for him, you can clean for him, you can financially support him, you can do everything in the world for him. You can love him better than he's ever been loved before. You can give him all the loyalty in the world, but that doesn't mean that you'll get any of those things back. A man will commit to you when he respects you, and he develops the discipline within himself to respect that partnership and appreciate that partnership.
The key word here is respect. Guys don't often value women that are amazing to them. Many men out there are clueless. The perfect women to them are usually those women that are mean to them. Studies have shown that men fall in love in a toxic way. Stress makes men fall in love with women. So if you're a woman out there, you're peaceful, you're calm, most men will not like you.
Number one, he may have had trauma in his past relationship that caused him to have an inability to really form organic relationships. Number two, he might not really value you. He may view you as replaceable. And that's something you have to be honest with. And last but not least, he may be immature. And this is usually the case. He just doesn't comprehend or realize the value that you're bringing him. And if he doesn't comprehend and realize the value that you're bringing him, you need to take it away. Because if you're constantly bringing him value and he's not appreciating what you're giving him, you need to pull away. Because what will happen is he'll start gaining leverage. He'll become ungrateful. He'll think that you need him rather than him needing you. And his ego will grow to a level where he'll become blind. And he won't be able to give you what you want. And that's a very dangerous and toxic relationship to be in.
Some men are so quick to blame it on past trauma. Oh, because I was brought up in such an environment, that's why I don't value good women. If you have past trauma and you're not willing to walk away from the trauma and grow past it and get better and seek for help, why should a woman be with you? Because if you don't help yourself, you're definitely going to destroy that woman and make her life miserable. So it's important for women to know their value and worth. I see no reason why you get into a relationship with a man and you're pushing yourself on the man and acting like the man is your Lord, your God. You act like you're at his service. For me, relationship is a partnership. That's the way I see it. You bring your quota, I bring my quota. And it's important for you to have important conversations at the beginning. Oh, do you really want this? It's important to know if a man is willing to make a relationship work. It's important for you to know where the relationship is headed at the beginning of the relationship. You don't get into a relationship and after a couple of months you start asking, what are we doing? You should know from the onset. And if it's someone that has a mind of making things work, then he should be willing to put in the work. He brings his quota and you bring your quota. You're not there to stab him. He's not doing you a favor. Nobody is doing anyone a favor. You need to know your right. And what makes you have the power to speak and know your right is if you're not dependent on that man for any sort of help. If you're not dependent on him financially, money gives you power to speak. That's why I always say women should have something working for them. Focus on building yourself. It's only when you don't have your own money, you have to depend on him to feed. The table is going to turn and then you end up acting like you're there to serve him. You're his maid. It's no longer partnership. It automatically turns to master and slave relationship. You don't have a mouth. You can't talk. You will just be an observer, absorbing whatever he throws at you without letting him know how you feel.
Okay, y'all, so my brother is a little upset that I posted the video, but he did give me his why, so here it is. His why for marrying the woman that he's only been with for 7 months and never marrying his ex of 10 years was because she never left. He says that he unconsciously never became the best version of himself because the woman that he was in love with at the time was okay with who he was in his eyes. As far as he believed, She loved him no matter what, so there's no need for me to rush and change. I don't know what I need to really change. She's just fussing. He says that he never really understood that there was a change that needed to be had until he left her and he dated a few women and they weren't tolerating what he was putting his ex through. So with that, he met his now wife that he's only known for 7 months and he was ready. Don't attack me, y'all. I'm just sharing the message. It happens, and honestly, it is valid. A lot of the time, we accept a man not giving us what we really deserve, and for that reason, they lose respect for us and they end up being with another woman and giving that woman everything that we begged him for. So that's the whole purpose of that video that I just posted. Don't beg. He's either going to give because he has, or he isn't because he cannot.
Ladies, you need to set boundaries and hold on to those boundaries. Make sure you implement those boundaries. You don't have to get into a relationship with a man and act like you are his employee. He's your employer. You're there to do him a favor. You're there to be of service to him. He's not doing you a favor. You're not doing each other a favor. You guys are there to build a relationship. It takes two to tango. He needs to bring his quota and you bring your quota. So the brother was expecting the lady to be the one to make him change. That's so immature. Is she supposed to be his tutor, his life coach? Because that's the way he sounded. Who he expected her to be his life coach, to point out where he had character flaw, to help him grow, to build him up, but she failed. She accepted his flaws, never complained, and got comfortable with it. Then later on, he met someone else, a couple of other ladies, and then he realized, oh, okay, I've not been a better person because the other lady accepted my flaws. So because of that, I wasn't growing. So he's heaping the blame on the lady. That's a stupid excuse. Why would you expect a grown-up to be the one to make you change? To be the one to make you see reasons to change? Did you employ her as your life coach? Wasn't that supposed to be a relationship? I think it's just an excuse he cooked up. And I think that's actually a stupid reason to give. That story says it all. Don't lower your standard for any man. Do not bring the bar down for anybody. Set your boundaries and hold on to them. If the man is not willing to make effort, if he's not willing to bring his own quota, it means he's not for you. You move on to the next person.
A man will never leave you or tell you that he does not want you as long as you keep giving him access to you. But what he will do is continually show you he does not want you.
Whenever I see a woman say, she's with tears in her eyes, if all he wanted was sex, why didn't he just say that? If all he wanted was this, or if he didn't really want a relationship, why didn't he just say that? Because he was getting what he wanted from you without saying that. He knew that he would jeopardize the arrangement that he had, that he was enjoying, that he was benefiting from. That's why he didn't say that. Expecting a man to say, I'm just trying to use you. Are you okay with that? Like, girl, you got to be realistic. He's not going to say that. Saying what he has to say to get what he wants from you is what he has to do. So that's what he's going to do. It takes a level of maturity that men like this don't have to actually give you the option and say, I don't want anything serious. I know that you're a relationship kind of girl and I'm not willing to offer you one, but you still want to kick it anyway. You're not going to say yes to that. That's why they lie to you. They don't want you to reject them. They don't want their access to be denied. That's why they're not telling you everything up front.
All right, ladies, I'm about to give y'all one main reason of what will make a man cheat on a woman, and or why would he stay in a relationship that he's not happy in. Now, he will never tell you how he really feels or truly feels about you or the relationship. He will just continue to string you along. But one of the main reasons that he will continue to stay in a relationship with you that he is not happy in or satisfied enough with is simply because it is the benefits that he gets from you or within the relationship.
Most men will waste your time. A lot of men are just bored, just filling the void because they may not be where they want to be in life. So they end up wasting women's time in the process. If you're dating or in a relationship, whatever, with a guy, and he's telling you that he's not where he wants to be in life, but he still wants to be with you and see where it goes, take that as a red flag. He's just wasting your time. While he's on his journey, trying to figure it out, he's wasting your time. He wants you to build with him. No, Disappear. Just disappear. You don't even have to explain why you don't want to talk to him no more or be in a relationship with him anymore. Just disappear.
Some men are so intentional when it comes to wasting women's time in relationships. They always know from the onset that they will never end up marrying this woman. They might never love this woman, but they still go ahead to date her.
A man will absolutely date you for years and never marry you and drag you along for years. Let me explain. Girls, I am telling you, I'm reading so many of my comments and it makes me so sad because I see these girls saying that they've been with these guys for years and they wasted all these years with a guy. Girls, I'm telling you from personal experience, and I'm also telling you from the fact that I work with thousands of men, thousands of them. A guy knows when you're the girl, and they know early on. But guys are different than us. See, if we don't like a guy, we're not going to have, sex with them. We're not going to, if we don't like them, we don't want to be bothered with them. Men are not the same. Men are not the same. A guy will stay with the girl that he's getting sex from. Maybe she's pretty. Maybe she's, fun to be around. Maybe, think about it. He's got someone to go out with for holidays. He has someone to be his +1. But he'll never propose. He just won't. He won't talk about a future. Guys, when you're the girl, you're going to know you're the girl. But I also want you to be careful because you will also have some guys that will lie to you and say, I love you. I want to marry you. I promise I'm going to put my ring on your finger. And you'll be like, oh my God, he loves me. He's going to marry me. And they never do. That's not a good guy either. Listen to me, girls, please. A guy knows early on if you're the girl for him. And if you're the girl for him, you will not ever be in doubt. Trust me on this. You'll never be in doubt. Never. If you're in doubt or if you're in a dating relationship that's gone on for years and years, it's not a good sign. I have to be honest. You're probably not the girl he's going to marry. And if he does marry you after a long period of time because you bitched at him and complained at him and people are like, why don't you marry the girl? Why don't you marry the girl? Now he feels like a jerk for not marrying you. He will not be a good husband because you're not the girl of his dreams. In my opinion, I know it's an old-fashioned way of thinking, but I swear I absolutely believe this is very, very true. A guy has to like the girl more than the girl likes the guy. The minute the girl starts liking the guy more than the guy likes the girl, the dynamic of the relationship changes. She starts to chase. She doesn't even realize she's doing it. No guy wants something that they want to feel like they got a prize, like they won something, like, look at what I got. This is my girl. That's what they want. They want the girl that they can show off to everybody and say, this is mine. And that's not about like beauty. That's about like, they love you. They love every part of you. And they can't imagine their life without you. Just imagine what I'm trying to say here. If you are not the girl, they're not going to propose. They will drag the relationship out. So if you're in a relationship for years and you're like, it's not going anywhere, I haven't gotten a ring and this and that, more than likely it's because you're not the girl and he's kind of holding out to see if the right girl comes along. You don't want to be the girl he settles for. You want to be the girl that he wanted more than anything. So I hope that helped. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye.
You've been with a guy for 8 years. You live together. You split all the bills, and you wonder why he doesn't propose to you? Because you've already given him the full wife service. He doesn't need to propose to you. Guys do not grow up with grooms magazines, Only women have brides magazines. We give people permission on how they should treat us. And smart women learn how to negotiate a commitment early on. This is what I teach. This is what I care about. Learning to have boundaries, especially in the early stages of a relationship.
She's right. You need to negotiate in a relationship. You need to set boundaries. Like I said, he's not doing you a favor. It should be a partnership. You're not his employee. He's not your employer. You're not there to be of service to him. You should know your rights. Let's hear stories of people that dated their partners for years and they never got engaged.
9 years together, never got a ring. Never moved out, never moved in together. I didn't really understand, I didn't understand what was happening. So through those frustrations came up a lot of different petty arguments. But really the root of the cause was, why isn't there any commitment? I definitely want to take the next step. If I've been with you for 9+ years, clearly I want to feature with you. Clearly I want to, marry you, have kids. When's that coming?
Right, but you have to remember, you guys were dating for such a long time when you were so young. So it's not like you were dating 9 years when you were in your 30s or mid-20s even. I mean, a couple of years you were even underage. So, I mean, that's,
when did you expect?
Well.
Yeah, like that's a good point, because if you were so young, when would you expect the ring? Did you expect?
I didn't know. I didn't have a timeline as to when it was going to happen. I just wanted to see that it was going to happen soon. You know, as soon as we made like 7 years or 8 years, we were already.
So you would have been like 24, 23.
Yeah.
You with a man for 5 to 10 years with no ring. You are not his dream girl. He's still out there looking for his wife.
Facts. And the one that he won't, he gonna marry her ass within 1 to 6 months when he get with her. He's dragging your ass through the mud. You giving him everything you can for nothing. Cause he can a clean slate. He gonna walk his ass away, his happy ass, with some other girl to leave you stuck and hurt. Save all of that drama and deal with it the right way. The hell he waiting on anyway? The world to end before he marry you? Get it right, ladies.
I'm in a relationship for almost 11 years now, and my partner still has not proposed to me. Nor do I see signs and actions that our relationship is getting anywhere. I really do love him, but I don't know anymore sometimes. I'm afraid to let go of him because what if I'm wrong about all of this and I'm just being impatient?
It's funny though how life works.
How do I express that I'm tired of waiting for a proposal without sounding desperate or too needy? I, female 27, and my significant other, male 26, have been in a relationship for almost 8 years. 8 years in February of 2023. We have both talked about marriage and wanting to start a life and family together. And we have both said we want to get married someday. He is my person, and I want to be with him forever. I'm a very patient person, and I realized while talking with a coworker that I would wait forever to marry him. But that thought also kills me inside and depresses me because I don't want to wait forever. I want to marry him tomorrow. I want to be able to have kids with my husband one day, not just my boyfriend. I'm not getting any younger, lol. As our 8-year anniversary approaches and as we get older, I try to give subtle hints that I want him to ask me to marry him, but he doesn't seem as ready. I know he loves me by the way he looks at me. I will literally have people tell me all the time, quote, I wish someone looked at me the way Doug looks at you. He loves me and I love him. I don't know why he isn't ready or showing signs that he will be doing it soonish. I'm an insecure people pleaser to the max, and what might seem like subtle hints to me are actually just measly, unnoticeable breadcrumbs to others. So how do I express my deep want to marry him sooner rather than later without sounding like the whiny, needy, and pushy girlfriend?
Doesn't ask within the 2-year mark, he's never going to ask.
See, here's one thing I don't understand. Why do some of you ladies allow yourselves to be girlfriends anywhere between 3 to even 10 to 15 years? And then, you know, the sad part about it is some of you guys are girlfriends for like 10 years. And then you guys break up. And you lost all that time, invested all that time on someone that knew he wasn't going to commit to you. And then he goes on to date another person and boom, he's married within a year and a half to this girl. A man knows what he wants. He knows whether he wants you from the get-go or he doesn't. And ladies, please do yourself a favor. Do not beg a man or ask him when he's going to propose to you or force him to marry you. You have to let him do it on his own time. And if he doesn't do it within a specific amount of time that you give yourself, at least 2 years, walk away. Yeah, I know it's scary investing all that time and having to walk away and not knowing what's out there, but you gotta value yourself and know your worth. Because if this man really wants you, he's gonna commit to you and he will do whatever it takes not to lose you. And if he doesn't, he didn't really want you.
Let's talk about how men derail women from growth, how men prevent women from being successful, from pursuing their dreams, from bagging degrees, from starting business, how being in a relationship with a man can be a huge distraction to a woman.
The older we get, y'all gotta let them men go. It's people without a degree today because of a man. I don't think we understand that men can actually and categorically ruin your life. So we're sitting down saying, oh yeah, he's so toxic. No, he can ruin your life. It's so many people today who aren't where they want to be, haven't reached the goals that they wanted to reach, and, you know, basically were deterred in life because of a man. So when people are on this app telling y'all, hey y'all, choose wisely, hey y'all, don't be desperate, hey y'all, don't settle, it's more than just having a good man or being in a good relationship or being in a healthy relationship, this is your life. Like, get in the field about it. Get serious about it. Protect your future. Protect your goals and ambitions. When you have a toxic man around you, it can literally be the end of you.
You don't even need to have a toxic man in your life for it to be the end of you. If you have a man that believes in traditional gender roles, if you have a man that believes that a woman should be a homemaker, that can derail you. If you have a man that is not giving his quota, a man that is not supportive, that can derail you. If you have a man that wants to have a lot of babies and he keeps getting you pregnant all the time, that can also derail you, because you will be busy getting pregnant and having babies, and you just might not have the time to pursue your dreams. So it's not just toxic men alone that can ruin your life. Even good men can also ruin your life. So you just have to know what you want and work towards achieving that. You can be in a relationship and be in a marriage and also achieve your dreams. So it's up to you, the woman. You need to know what you want and pursue it without any distraction.
I wanted to stitch this video because I feel like it's very common. Like, I see it so much now that girls will let men really ruin their life. I feel like a lot of girls go into relationships or situationships without putting their goals and ambitions first. And I feel like if you do that, you wholeheartedly you're basically allowing for that man to ruin your life. I believe in dating, you should be comfortable with yourself and still have all your priorities still above that man that you're with. Because if anything happened between you and your man, and now all of a sudden, now you can't eat, now you can't do your assignments, now you can't sleep, now you can't go to work, you're literally putting yourself on the same playing field with any other girl he was messing with. I'm just saying. A man will never deter you from the finish line. And a man will always add to what you have. Never subtract, concise, or diminish what you have going on for yourself, period.
Back when I was in college, I was a sales associate at a clothing store, and most of the other girls who worked there were also in college at the time too. And we had this one manager who was just an awful person, just the meanest person ever, and she treated all of us like crap. She was so horribly rude and disgusting and just loved making people cry. Now, after working there for a while, I learned that she was married to a man who treated her like garbage. She wasn't happy in that marriage, but she felt stuck. And I remember her saying one day that she regretted getting married instead of going to college and becoming a vet like she wanted to. And I'm sure that's why she was so mean to everyone that worked there, because she was jealous of the fact that we were going to college and doing what she wished she had done. But she didn't do it because she chose to get married instead of pursuing her dreams and accomplishing whatever goals she had for herself. Don't chase a man. Chase your degree and get your dream job. Worry about a man later, so you don't have to live a life filled with regrets or feel like you're stuck in a relationship.
I always say men can be your biggest downfall if you are not careful enough. I have seen it way too many times with myself, with family members, with friends, my mom. Like, y'all need to be serious about this. This is not men can literally be your biggest downfall. You wonder why you was doing so good before him, this and this. You cared about yourself. You took care of yourself. Then he come around, get in the picture, and it's a complete 360. That is why men, it's the energy, y'all. Y'all have to be careful, be very selective, be picky, be serious about the people you allow in your life. Men, friends, everything, but men especially.
A man.
Can we please start this conversation and start shunning women who put their man over their education? Bro, I have a story time. When I was 19, I had a friend who wanted to get into a nursing program just like me. Y'all already know the nursing program is mad competitive, is mad rigorous. You have to have a 90 average to get in. Fine, whatever. So I'm like, okay, let's take our class together so it'll be easy for us to study. Boom. So we're going over the schedules that we could possibly have for that semester. And she's like, I don't think that I can take classes this semester because it doesn't match up with my boyfriend's schedule and I'm not going to be able to see him. What does that have to do with you taking your classes? You can see him another time or not see him at all. So I ended up taking a class for myself because I was not going to let that stop me. And when the semester ended, I asked her, okay, you're going to go next semester, next fall, whatever. And she's like, oh no, I'm gonna take a year off because me and my boyfriend have been having problems and I just want to be around him more. And what? So the next year when she finally decided to take her prerequisites, her boyfriend cheated on her. So she wasn't even able to focus on her schoolwork because she was so focused on arguing with that man every single day. So she would be like, oh, I'm failing my classes. I'm failing this. I'm failing that. Because, girl, like, what? Do you know what type of program you're trying to get into? Why are you playing games? Ditch that nigga. Like, who cares? Like, oh my God. So that happened like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? To this day, she's not in her school, and that's fine. She probably changed her path. But like, I really feel bad for her because I know what her dream was. I know what she wanted to be, and she let that man get in the way to that. And I don't understand why y'all be doing that. So that's my question. What be going through y'all brains when y'all like, oh, let me put my man over my education? Men do not do that for y'all. They don't care. They will leave y'all high and dry. A man.
No, but we really need to talk about this. All of my college age girlies, tap in, okay? Share this with a friend. And even if you're not college age and you're just on your grind, you need to tap in. So I don't know y'all like that, so I'm not going to tell y'all all of my business. However, I will give y'all a quick story about how when I was in college, I was hustling backwards, y'all. So long story short, I was dating this guy. He was a few years older than me. And this man had me going through it, y'all. I was losing weight. And it was more than one man, to be honest. But sis was losing weight. Sis was not going to class. Sis was in her room with the curtains drawn. Sis was failing classes and having to repeat them. That cost money. Hey, Joe Biden, pay my student loans. Because, I was just going through some things at the time. So I ended up spending way more money than I need to on college. Ended up having to repeat classes, all because I was not focused on my focus. The one thing that I will tell you about men is that they are always focused on their focus. The same guy that I was losing sleep over, he was doing internships, he graduated with a high-paying job, and I was there repeating classes. So when it comes to men, use them for what they're good for. If it's a phenomenal person who is actually aligned with you, you take that seriously. Anything else, have a good time, but remember to focus on your focus and keep your eye on the prize because they always will.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in knowing why men enslave women in relationships, please watch this video here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you're yet to do so. Bye-bye.